Right, so that's the 2 portion anyway. So.
What portion are you doing now?
Sorry?
What portion are you doing now?
2 people.
2 people.
Oh, yes, actually. Do you want pasta?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'll do it as a 4 then. I'll double it up. And there'll be spare. Right.
Cool. Might need to stay with the old URL for a little bit until Shopify's finished processing it.
Right, okay.
And then we just switch.
Right, that's fine. So it will be switching to PPC.
Kind of broken the website at the moment.
Right, so it's going to be switching to PPC, yeah?
Yes.
Right, okay. Sharing is there. Okay. Hello. Come and say hello if you're watching. We'll start. Go on, come and say hello. Don't leave me hanging. What? What are you meant for? Actually, attempting something today that we've not done before. Ravioli. I was meant to try and have a practice with this earlier in the week, but it's just been no time. So, we'll see how it goes. However, we're about half an hour away from using that little gadget, which was all of about £4 from Dunelm. So if you fancy making your own, hi Angela, if you fancy making your own ravioli, fancy shaped as well, then well done, Geraldine. Then get yourself down to Dunelm. What else did we get? Oh, we got the marble board as well from there. The marble board will be coming out in a few minutes. Right. So here's the plan. We're going to deconstruct a bolognese. So it's going to be ravioli, so egg pasta, stuffed with a seasoned beef, and then we're going to have a nice herby tomato sauce to go over the top. That's the plan. As I said, I haven't even thought about this since we put it in the meal plan last week. And I've been in the house about 20 minutes. So this is very much a, this could be a budget Friday. I used a different word this morning. So I'm going to start the tomato sauce. So I'm just waiting for my coffee to brew. I'm going to, tomato sauce, beef, I'm going to get them moving. Then we're going to make pasta. So, just using passata, a little bit of salt. So let's have some. Where'd the fresh garlic go? It's gone into the drawer. All right. So, how are we all doing? Please come and say hello if you're watching. See who you are. We may even have something to announce this evening. Quite special, actually, as well. However, again, nothing is fully prepared, even in that case. Let's do that. Right, let me just go and bring the coffee over. But yeah. Hi, Lisa. Fabulous post yesterday. Okay. Yes, indeed. There's massive difference in those pictures you posted. Have you tried this pasta yet, Lisa? Right. Very roughly chopped. It's okay. We're not leaving the house again tonight, so we're not going to speak to anybody else. We're okay. Move that. You can see better. Right. I'm just doing the pasta. Sorry, doing the garlic for both the meat and the tomato sauce together. I'm just going to fry it off. Add the beef to that. Split it up. Add some herbs. That's the sauce and the beef cooking away. I don't have to worry about them then. Just want to get them on because they'll develop flavour as they're cooking. Randomly popped into Morrison's and managed to get some reduced steak mince. $7.50, so don't need all of that, are we? So I'll use 500. It's going to be between three of us tonight. They're happier. They've just given them, so they'll be quiet. Just giving them some peanut butter and yogurt. So that's satisfied. That's the dogs I'm talking about. Coco was just hassling me for stuff when I got home. Okay, right. All right, I can work around this now while I'm doing the pasta because I want to get the pasta made. I'll need that. So I'm going to double the portion up. So I'll double the recipe up. The recipe is for 2 people, so 2 portions. I'm going to do a double version because Ella's going to have some, just in case. I need a bit more. So per portion is 2 eggs. So that's 4. I need 8. 8 or the around. I'm working on 50 grams of egg so 50 grams of weight per egg. That one was 54. These are fairly decent ones. Yeah, so you'll generally find that they're going to be between sort of 48 and 54 grams. Essentially, I'm going to use 2 eggs per portion. I'm making 4 portions. So that's 4. 5, 6. 7. Okay. Give that a quick whisk. Now, we made this so many times a couple of weeks ago that I didn't need to check any recipes or any instructions. And because since we've last made about a million other things, I've just walked in going, I've forgotten how to make pasta. So I've had to get the recipe up, and I've just remembered what I need to do now, because it's not written down. Even though there's a notes section, it's not written down. So mix the egg up. We're going to get the oil in. Using olive oil, 30 grams per double, so I'm going to have 60 grams in this. Who's that? Hello, Karen. Yes, of course, away. 60 grams. Use whatever oil you prefer. Obviously, liquid. So in this instant, don't use coconut. So if you want to use extra virgin, want to use just light olive, that's fine. Right. Set that aside for a second. Different bowl. Flours. Needs to be mixed before you add the two together, because I'm using a little bit of xanthan gum. That needs to be mixed into the flour before you actually add the liquids. So, Panda, 100 grams for 2 portions, 200 grams for what I'm doing now. Three more. One more. There we go. Right. Let me just separate this. Beef can go into there. Right. So, to the flour, add the xanthan. 5 grams when you're doing 2 portions, so 10 grams for this one. And you do want to make sure that you stir this in well. What you don't want is clumps of xanthan in the flour. So sprinkle it around. Really don't need much. There you go, 10 grams. And then same for salt, or as much as you know, whatever you would normally use. 5 grams. Gold. What was she saying about gold? The subtitles are gold. Wow. Well, I've got my best accent on today. Xanthan. Tesco's. Exactly that. Tesco's. Couple of quid, but you use very, very little of it. And by the kilo, it's expensive. I mean, it's very expensive. It's £20 a kilo, but that tub there is 100 grams, and you'll use a very small amount of it. Check the free from aisle. That's where you'll find it. So make sure your xanthan gum. Is it xanthan that's sort of picking me up with my accent? Make sure it is well whisked in. Otherwise, you just end up with sort of clumps of almost like gel in the pasta. Okay, so Dry to wet. What?
Chrysanthemum.
Who's a chrysanthemum? Yeah, chrysanthemum. Right. Dry to wet. It will come together as a dough. Initially, you can just get away with just stirring it through. But it is going to come together. Hi, Michelle. Well, if you missed the beginning, this is the first time that I'm making. We made something similar, didn't we? We have practiced a little bit making parcels.
Oh,
Yeah, we've made little parcels with it, but we haven't actually used the cutter. This is the first time we've used the cutter. Thank you. I'll look at the bigger test code. Yeah, I mean, actually, a lot of the local ones as well will do it because it is a fairly well used in the free from, world. Right. Once the majority of liquid's been absorbed, you just need to get your hand in there.
Site's still locked with the new others.
Go for it.
No, I need to keep it locked for a little bit longer.
All right. Okay.
But
All right.
It's not messing about anymore. It's like that.
Right. Okay. Just work it in. It will take a minute. It's obviously looking sort of quite dry at the moment, but work it in. There's still a lot of moisture in there. Just want to get all the meat browned off. We've got some posh mixed herbs here, herb de Provence. So there we go. A little bit of that can go in. All right. Yes, saw that. I'm here. So keep going, keep kneading, because eventually it starts to come together, pretty much like a pasta dough, believe it or not. Although I've done it ever made, maybe once, made fresh pasta. But now it is best if we can let this rest. It's no different to pastry. When we do the Panda pastry, it's best if we can let it rest for a little while. The liquid that's in there just needs to soak into the Panda flour. It just helps with a bit of structure. But you can sort of see it's coming together now, and it's sort of, it's a little bit tacky, but not much.
The marble will help.
Yes, the marble will help. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll break it in half, and I'll stick half of it in the fridge for a few minutes, and we'll try and work on. Yeah. I've got helpful hints from the what do they call the edge of the
Backseat driver.
no yeah backseat driver. What do they call the edge of a stage? What's the edge of the stage? The wings. From the wings. But backseat driver is probably. All right, let's wipe that down a little bit. Just sit down there. Okay. When you come to rolling it, you're best using sort of small chunks as well. Obviously, you're not going to try and roll the whole. I'm not sure what this is going to weigh actually, but it's too much to try and roll out in one go. Yeah, 360, 300. So there's nearly 700 grams worth of dough there. Now, when we did this, the last occasion, we actually were doing a few things, and we didn't use this for a day, so it was wrapped up and stuck away in the fridge, and then we came back to it, and it was like, that's brilliant, really, really good. So if you want to make it a day in advance, do that. Tell you what, I'll cut that in half as well. And I'll get 2 of them in the fridge. And we'll have a go with this one. Right, I'm gonna quick tidy up. Sort myself out here, have a slurp of coffee. Okay. So, hi Sandra. Because we've been making a lot of pastry and a lot of this pasta or work, I sort of thought, get a marble board. It should help, and it definitely helped when I was doing the pastry. This is the first time I've used it for pasta today. I'm sure it'll be good. And to help rolling out, I've got, believe me, this is really good. This little one, really, really good. What we're going to do is get rid of these. Just so I've got less noise around this area. All right, I'll be quiet. It will have some give to it, okay? So a bit like normal pasta, when you roll it, it will spring back a little bit. That's where the xanthan comes in to help it out. Just be gentle, so as in just gently roll it out. Don't full force, don't push it down, just gently roll it out. Keep board and pin sort of dusted if you can. Just stop it from sticking. Now, we're not trying to get it super thin here because what we're going to do is we're going to use the little rolling pin. We're going to cut some shapes, and then we're going to use the little rolling pin just to make it a little bit thinner. So just take your time and see it. You probably can't see this, but as I rolled it then, I'm just trying to keep it reasonably even shaped. I can see it sort of pulling back together. So I need to get some flour under the board, under the pastry. Right, we'll go one more. I don't think they can hear that. There's cocoa as well. All right. What happens if you're not gentle? Well, I know if you don't answer that, you'll get a very uneven roll. Nice and gently, Lisa. It's supposed to be calming, yeah? Calming. Don't roll your pasta or your pastry when you're angry. Calming. No? All right. It's about thin enough for now. Okay. So doesn't matter about the shape of the actual thing because we're going to be cutting. So let's see how this works. Oh, beautifully. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So, I bet you didn't think I'd get excited about a pastry cutter or ravioli cutter. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. What are you frowning at?
Oh my God.
You do want to go. We only bought the one. All right. Okay. So have we got even numbers? No, I haven't. Idiots. Never mind. It will go back together. Obviously, you may. Depends if you're only doing a couple of rolls, you'll be okay. If you've done it 2 or 3 times and it's all the odds and ends from all of the dough, you may just need to add a little bit of water just to bring it back together. Because obviously we're constantly adding little bits of flour. I'm just going to get another cup. Well, I'll get 3 more cut out. So I'm hoping this will stay together. If it doesn't stay together, I'll just pop it in the fridge and let it rest for a little while. We don't need to. I'm well aware. Don't you worry. Well aware. It'll be Sunday, when I'm not in the house, and I'll suddenly get pictures of these perfect ravioli. Ravioli. Yeah, it's so we haven't had this discussion. It was just a mention. I mean, is ravioli plural? Is there a singular? Or I don't know. I haven't looked, and I'm not that silly to go looking either. All right. I think I can get 2 more out of that. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Right. So I'm going to stick this in one of those bags in the fridge. I'll do that in a minute. Right, so with the beef, obviously it's just dry at the moment. I'm going to add a little bit of sauce to that, just so it's going to be easier to manage when we're filling the little ravioli parcels. So it's just going to have a little bit of sauce added to it, just so it's dried out a little bit of that. Smells like Heinz tomato soup. Right, just enough to bind the meat, just enough. Obviously, we don't want it dry in there. And we also, you're best if you allow this to cool a little bit now. Just makes it easier to handle. So it's off the heat. One thing I didn't add was any salt and pepper to that. So go on, plural of raviolo. Oh God. That makes no sense either. No, you're right there, Lisa. It makes absolutely no sense. Not to somebody who doesn't really understand English. Best of times. Just a little bit of seasoning. Okay. So these are fairly thin already. You can sort of just about see that. However, we found that panda pasta prefers to be even thinner. So I'm going to, with my little diddy rolling pin, just roll them out to maybe an extra, I don't know, 20-30%. I know I might be ruining the little frilly edges.
You can stamp it again.
I'm not cutting it again. I wasn't going to cut it again. I mean, you could if you want. If you wanted the okay, all right. But you can sort of see it's gone much thinner. I mean, maybe you can't see that, but I can see that. It's, you know, it's increased in size. It's a little bit thinner. I was just going to leave it like that so we can actually sort of get. You want me to stamp it, okay? Okay. So I've just got a tiny little thing to work with. There you go. So much thinner. It's easier to do. I get it. You know, it's going to take some time. However, it is easier to do them in the small sections to get it much thinner, because otherwise you're going to get it stuck to the board. Actually, I'm hungry. Yeah. So we'll get a portion of these done. So we're going to obviously fill these and then pop them in some boiling water. They'll literally take seconds to cook as well. I will leave a couple. I'll tell you what, I'll leave those 4 as the slightly thicker versions because we haven't done this before. So, but when we've done it was the shapes, wasn't it? When we folded over the little sort of circles that we cut, they just worked well when they were.
It's a bit of ravioli, ricotta and
yeah. They just worked well when they were really thin. Okay. I'll do one more. Now, obviously, with the plain pasta, unfilled, it can be dehydrated. I'm sure at some point we'll actually have a go at can you fill them and then dehydrate them. I don't know yet. But as a plain pasta, yes, but there's obviously no use for ravioli. All right. Little bit of filling. You're always going to think you can get more in than you actually can because it is a tiny amount. It's a teaspoon of filling. That's all it is. It's wet the edges. Obviously, we've managed to put a fair amount of flour back onto these. So wet the edges of both. Of both pieces. Now, when we did this, we were using a disc of pasta, and we just folded it over like a clam, and it stuck down quite nicely. However, this is also sticking down quite nicely. Does need a little bit of pressure. Now, there are little machines, little gadgets, little trays that you can use. Now, I haven't tried it at all, where you make a sheet of pasta, put it over the tray, fill the like an ice cube tray, and then you put another sheet of pasta on top. It'd probably work. It's just making sure that they're pressed enough to actually seal. So I'll tell you what. I was going to hand this one to you. There you go. Now, there are machines that do this, but obviously don't know if it's going to work with pasta, with the Panda. All right, tomato sauce is done. Right, let me get some water on, because at least I can show you then. Show you if it works.
Of course.
Actually, in Dunelm, they had a number of specialist pasta implements, and one of them was a rolling pin that had grooves in it, so you can make pappardelle. So you can actually sort of make your own sort of pasta strips. That might be the next thing. I mean, we were just being good. Yeah, it's okay. All right. They seal actually. I mean, how did you find that then?
It's absolutely fine.
Yeah, they seal fine. There's no real once the water's in there. I mean, talking about neatness.
It makes me think the leftover strips with the frilled edges you could pinch in the middle for falafel, the bow tie pasta.
Oh right.
I know, but next
time. Right. Okay. But I'm just saying, look how square mine is compared to.
They're both beautiful in their own way.
They both have identities. They definitely have identities. Yes. Right. So these are the thicker versions. We'll see how well.
AKA yours.
Thing is, you'll know when you're rolling your pasta out. I mean, you know how thick, thin you want it, like it. It does seem quite flexible to get round the filling as well. It's not trying to rip through, is it? No.
Not like the one top, actually.
Yeah, true. Yeah. It does feel. I mean, and that one's sealed pretty much instantly. I didn't have to do much with that. Okay. It's just obviously when you go to cook it, it will absorb a little bit of water. No different to fresh pasta. That's how it goes soft again. But obviously, the heavier the dough, the more water it'll absorb. So the best version that we made of the pappardelle was actually a very thin version. Okay. So yes, once we've finished the live, we'll just crack on between us and make another. I mean, I suppose this is what 1/4 of the dough, isn't it? So this is we're not quite okay. So we're sort of putting together one portion here. I would reckon out of the rest of the dough that we put away and the dough that's here, probably 7 to 8 pieces for the dough. Sorry, per portion of dough. So yeah, there we go. Okay.
Quite a big portion.
I suppose. Honestly, never known an oven not to like a pan pot on it. Okay, so I will. Come on, use that.
It's clear.
Yeah, I was thinking of something that's shallower, but
The tempered glass ones.
yeah, that'd be quite nice. Yeah, that'd be quite nice. But considering that dough wasn't rested at all, it handled fairly well. Obviously, normal. Boil the water, season it. Then we're going to turn it down just a touch, take it off that rapid boil. Obviously, the filling is already fully cooked, so we're just sort of trying to get that back to hot. The egg really only takes, I would say, 30 seconds to actually cook in boiling water. If you think about it, if you were to crack an egg into boiling water, it's pretty much instant. All right, we'll just do this bit and then we'll bugger off because that's 44 minutes of me making 5 pieces of pasta. Not wrong with that. For those that are watching, there'll be an announcement going out later on this evening. Some of the eagle-eyed ones noticed that the website was closed late last night. I don't think it's quite open yet, but it'll be open very, very soon. A couple of changes that have been made. The main one is that on the website name's changing. There's one of the changes. There's actually 2 or 3 changes. The website name is changing. So Key to Roma, as it has been for the last 2 years, is becoming full Panda. We are going to be. Hello, Jan. Yeah, well, you've only missed everything, Jan, and I'm about to say goodbye. So Key to Roma is moving out of the way because when we first started with the Key to Roma brand, it encompassed a fair few other things, i.e., we had the gluten bakery as well. Well, the gluten-free one came a year later. There were other ingredients on there, and obviously over the last 2 years since playing with Panda flour, is essentially taken over everything, and now anything that is made from Panda flour. So, and we realised actually that the because Panda flour is suitable for many other people other than just following a keto low carb lifestyle, sometimes the word keto in the branding just put them off even trying it. There are also regulations in place around the word keto now, which we've not come upon any problems with it yet, but apparently other companies have. It's just some new government legislation around health claims and keto. Anyway, Ketoroma will be changing, has changed, whether the website's up and running, has changed to Panda Pantry Co. The main change with the Panda Pantry Co. is that we will not be providing freshly made food from the website. So when the website reopens, you'll find that there'll be no wraps, breads, cakes available. 2 reasons. One, the flour and the mixes that we've been doing for the last sort of, I don't know, year maybe, something like that, represent a large proportion of the orders going out. Significant, to the point where we are close to having some of these items made for us via a major blending company. Secondly, it gives us the opportunity to broaden the fresh range, as in go to other companies. So upscaling is the terminology. There'll be, for a while, very little in the way of fresh Ketoroma products available. The one place you will get, and I know many of you still know, or you know that. Yes, I know, Jan. Well, that is what I'd say. The one place that you'll still get some of the basic stuff from, so wraps and rolls, many of you know that we supply DGF, Deliciously Guilt-Free. So he has his own range of cakes and chocolate. He's been supplying wraps and breads or rolls to his customers from us. That's going to remain. And for anyone on our mailing list and in the groups, you will receive a message, or you'll see a post, and it'll have a link, and it'll take you to Dan's page, where he can at least sort of send you details as to what he's got. So as of now, there are no more products on the website for fresh food. If you want rolls and wraps, then go to Dan. There are lots of plans in place to upscale things like the cakes, the flat breads, certain things that I can't do at the bakery that I know we can get made elsewhere. And the purpose of that is so we can get them into health food shops and other online retailers. But I can't do that while I'm actually stuck down at the bakery sort of on a daily basis. So it's giving us the opportunity to sort of get these things more easily available rather than just via us. When you look at the website now, you will, or later on this evening, you'll see that as we've only now just using flours, mixes, so dried ingredients, we've been able to work it that it's completely free postage. So all the items on there are just free postage. The picker mix still exists. You can still pick three items. So the bread mix, a cake mix, and a wrap mix. Then you still get the free Panda flour. So that none of those deals have changed. You just don't pay postage on any of the products now. It doesn't matter whether you buy one or whether you buy 5 or 6 bags. It's free postage. You will also be able to buy a trial pack, something we couldn't do, but we've been asked for it many times. So it'll be a little trio pack. You'll be able to order any of the flat breads, so wraps, rotis, any of those in a trial pack. So it's a 1/3 or 1/4. Hang on, it's a third. It's a third. They're all thirds. So a third size pack of wrap, a third size pack of cake. So it's a 2-egg mix of cake, and it's 100 grams of Panda flour. Just haven't got the labels yet. So it's a third size pack of each of the products. You can mix and match those two, whichever ones you want. You can sort of order them. Includes the flour and obviously includes the cookbook as well. So you can try out if you're not sure whether you're going to get on with Panda. I know some people don't. That's fine. But if you want to try it out, then there's a way of actually sort of doing it. And I get it. None of us like to waste money. I've done that as best I can in the trial packs. It's just £12.75 to have 3 packs of that. What I'll do on one of these lives in the next few weeks is I will use 3 trial packs, and I'll show you what you can make from those 3 trial packs. Yeah, I mean, essentially that bag of Panda there would make you 2 portions of pasta, so you can try it out. I think that's it. There'll be a post. So I totally understand that some people are going to be a little bit frustrated that there isn't the full range of Panda available. But give it time, because hopefully all of that will be back in a bigger and better scale and available more widely. But I just need the time to actually be able to do this rather than just sending out as we do the fresh orders on a daily basis. Right, boiling water. How long can Mark talk? Until water's boiled. Boiling water. I've turned it down so it is bubbling, but it's not rolling. So you just want a little bit of movement. Oh, I've been told I need to use it. Okay, so the backseat driver.
Not just me.
Health and safety.
Not just me.
All right. Apparently, you're supposed to have feeling in your fingers. Apparently. Liam will vouch for this. Chefs don't have feeling in fingers. We don't have feelings generally, do we? But anyway, in it goes. I'll just pop the 3 in. It's a fairly small pan. Never had an issue with this sticking together. So, even when we've sort of boiled for like the tagliatelle, whatever, never had an issue with it sticking together. So it shouldn't do. And it does pretty much instantly change colour. So it's gone from the sort of the orangey colour you can see here to slightly paler. I'm just going to see if I can flip it. Yep, I can. Probably could have done with a slightly wider pan to help with this, but I'm going to use my cheesecloth as my little drainer. Again, this isn't going to take long in the pan because we're only really just cooking the what? Husband used to pick tips. I did that recently. I was boiling water and I just put my fingers in it to actually make the pasta. I got told off. Right, it's done. I mean, I don't know if anyone timed that because I certainly didn't, but it's done. It's gone firm. That's how you know it's done. They've stayed completely sealed. Sorry. Couple of minutes. So I'll tell you what. Well, let's someone. No, don't talk to her. Start a timer on there. Okay, we got away with that. It's 5:30, by the way. We're just going to see how long these take to boil. But as you can see, it's firm. The pasta feels like pasta. I mean, that's the weird thing about this. it actually feels like pasta. Oh. It definitely it feels like it's al dente. So if you know what I mean, it's got a tiny bite to it. Just great. That really is good. Obviously, it needs sauce over it, it needs cheese, it needs finishing, but as a pasta, that's great. It's perfect. I'll be honest. Years since I've had fresh pasta, and this is absolutely bang on. Yeah, that's done. Yeah. I mean, anything between 90 seconds and 2 minutes. You once you've done the first few, you'll know it's firm, it's holding. There's no way. There's nothing happening with that now that's sort of trying to break up. It's properly sealed. You could use a large, because you don't need a lot of water. You could use a large frying pan. Just fill it with an inch of water, so you can get many of them in there, and just let them sit in there for a few minutes. And that's absolutely perfect. Right. We'll obviously take some pictures of the finished article, i.e. the full dinner, later on. You don't need one of these. You can just use a straightforward, cutter, whatever. I mean, just a pastry cutter, just a square pastry cutter, or any shape you want. Just make sure you wet both sides of the dough when it comes to sticking together. My connection's going. I can see me jumping around. So I'm gonna quit while I can. Wait for the announcement that the website's reopened. Let us know what you think, and I'll see you next week sometime. Okay? Thank you for joining. Bye-bye.